and welcome to the R.W, the Duluth Red Wing and Southern, and we're coming to you with some more episodes of the N-scale layout that we're building. We're coming right along. As you can see, there's been a lot of changes, and so let's get going. Alright, so here we go. We've been working on this pretty steadily, making some progress. Like I said, I didn't get these pieces glued down, but we're going to get this glued down. We're going to start working on some of the sculpting mold. I got all these tracks soldered now, except for this long piece that'll hook up. The funny part is I did find a little shorty piece that I needed. I was going through some boxes and found some other parts I had from the last layout and from my dad's layout. My dad had built a layout and he gave me all the pieces when he passed away, so I got some of his pieces. So this fits perfectly the space I need right here. So I'll be soldering that up, but I'll probably solder the well, maybe I got to decide. If I solder it in there, it'll be further in the tunnel, but maybe I'll do it in there and then solder the flexi track over here. So I just got that piece to solder, and I've got, well, where it connects right here to solder, but that won't be until, I won't do that one until I glue everything down and it's in place, just to get a better solder. So really it'll just be these ties right here, which you can't see on camera. We'll tip it down more for you. So this week's work, and as you can see, I got these black outlines, and you'll see that as I start picking it up. Right now I'm working on thinking about how I'm going to do the trussing for this, because that'll be after this. But let's get the tracks I have picked up, and I'll put it on a board, and then we can start gluing down the foam and kind of fixing some of these things I need to fix. I need to screw this down lower, just to kind of level it out. I don't need that much of a hill, and so yeah, that's what we're going to be doing. So I'll tip the camera down a little more for you, and we'll get started on this. And I won't go too long, but I'll at least give you some shots of what I'm doing. So let me get my piece of wood and I'll be right back. So I'm back. Hey, a little funny note, I was getting this piece of wood. I had it in the house, and I had some of this foam from the roadbed, this stuff here. I didn't take, this is the piece I cut, but I had some of the pieces of it on this thing in the house, and if you look at it, my cat went nuts on it. My cat liked biting it, so she put all these little, you can see she chewed it all up. She thought it was like a mouse. She was batting it around. So just a funny little note on that. But so I got my piece of wood. I'm going to tip you down because you can't really see it, so I'll be out of the picture here a little bit. We'll tip it down. All right, sorry about all that moving around. I wanted to be able so you could see this. So I got this piece of wood, so I can put all these pieces of track on there. So we'll start here. We'll take this guy out. All these other pieces are solid except by there. So as you can see, this piece here is soldered together. I'll put the yard up there, and this one here is all soldered as well. So we'll get that all supported. Now what we got left, and we'll get this guy out of here. And we'll move this out of our way. So what we got left is where all the track was. As you can see, I got my routes. And this piece here, I'm gonna start that out, and that'll go that way when I glue it down. So, let me get some glue so we can start gluing this stuff. As you can tell, and I'm not sure if I'm gonna use it. I got this piece here, but still not sure if I like that. I always can use it later. It's supposed to fit in here and kind of fill those gaps. But I think I'm going to use a row bit if I have enough. So let me get my glue gun so I can glue this in. So I can glue this down. And did I tell you I found Sculptamold in those other parts when I found that other little piece like I showed you? I found some Sculptamold. So we're going to use Sculptamold on this thing here and see how it comes out. Fix this area over here. I'm going to move these tracks over here. Keep our bridge. This guy here so I don't get confused. So let me get some supplies to start working on this so that I'm not boring you to death. I'm gonna move these over here too on this board. So we got all our track moved out of the way. And I gotta find some pins, some glue, and I don't know if I'm going to screw this down until I get the Sculptamold going. The problem is my screws are behind this thing here, so I'll have to see what I can do. But let me get some supplies and then I'll be right back. Alright, so here we go. I got some thumbtacks, kind of cleaned that up. So now we can lay this cork down. I'll have to get more cork out. I think I might have found a screw for this. A screw for that. So we should be able to take care of those. So let's get some of this laid. This is where the switch is at. The curve comes around. Might be time for a new glue, but I got 2 more tubes over there. We'll see how much left I got in this one. Maybe enough to glue this stuff down here. Maybe not. I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, I think that one's done. Yep, that one's all done. So let me get another tube. There we go. Got a nice small hole. Maybe a little bigger. I need a big enough to stuff that thing in. Making sure I get my thing in there. Well, I really like this stuff because once you put it down, it basically sticks in place. So spread that out. Do this. Stick that in place. Bump there. And this can all be filled in with that sculpt the mold, just to try to make a little more interest on it. And so we got that in for the sculpt the mold. Let's start laying the cork. I don't have too many thumbtacks. I might have to order some more. We'll lay this piece first. Let me get a length on it. I don't know how length it is. There. So here we go. Basically what we're doing is splitting the difference of that and trying to center it in our light part. So not too much. And if it overlaps, that's fine. And then we'll lay another piece over. And I'll get a little glue underneath this guy, just because it kicks. So once I get that one set, because I can get it pretty much to set. Stuff has great sticking power, as you can see. So then I'll kind of put a bead all the way down. Set it in. Tight here. There we go. And hit a thumbtack wherever I think I might need it. That's a pretty big. Push it out a little bit. Let's stick this down. Help that little piece sit down a little flatter. There, so I got that side. Thumbtacks in there. Hold it down. That dries. This one here is kind of top. gives us our angle there. Put that little piece in. Remove the track. Cut it. Nail it down. Hold it there. So there you go. You can see we're moving right along. So we got all the rest of these to do. I'll do one more for you. Let's do this one here. I'm basically measuring my stuff off here. Go right up here. So this piece will go in. I'm almost wondering if I could keep splitting it. Because I really don't need to. I'm trying to decide how to cut that. If I should cut it this way, and you can see it's coming up here into the switch, or just put it straight through, and it kind of curves like that. Maybe I should just put it in like that. Anyways, I'm thinking maybe I can. Let's do this piece next. This part here, when you do these, you gotta split it. This piece that moves. So let me split it. contact to hold it. Hold it. All right, so we got our curve and one of our spur tracks. And yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do yet. I'll have to figure that out. Um, I think that piece. Yeah, looks like that piece will work. The neat part about the nice part about this foam is it'll fill in with ballast. So there we have it. We got it started. And hopefully next week when you come back, I'll have the rest of it done with some track possibly laid on it. I'm not going to promise anything. I almost need a no promises, but we'll get it done. We'll get the road bed in there and go from there. So, that'll do it for this week. Getting started on that road bed. I'll fill in the blanks. You can just more of what I just did and repeat. And we will see you next Saturday, same time at 12 noon, same bat station. I hope you enjoyed this. Went a little long because you're kind of thinking and trying to fit it as you go. So I hope you enjoyed that. We will see you again. Be sure you subscribe, like, tell your friends, and keep joining us for the adventure of the Red Wing clay train, the D.R.W S, and we're rebuilding history on a piece of foam. So we will see you again. Bye-bye.